Right, so we did the straight line method, we did the units of activity method. Those are both set up about, similarly. You're just dividing by the life in years with one of them and the life in units with the other. This is double declining balance, and this is a slightly different setup. And so we'll just kind of go with it. So year one is the first year, and it asks for the book value. Well, the book value at year one is 32,000 because nothing's happened yet. And you'll notice that with double declining balance, this is the first major difference, we do not take the salvage value off here. We're going to depreciate down to the salvage value. So 32,000 is the first year's book value, and that's where we start. All right, now the rate. How do we figure that out? Double declining balance is going to be twice the straight line rate. Now, the straight line is 4 years. That means if we had to convert that to a rate, we would say we're taking 1/4 each year, okay? So I don't know whether you work better in fractions or, decimals, but that would be 0.25. So this is the straight line rate, and double declining balance just multiplies that by 2. So this double declining balance rate would be, 2/4, which is equal to 1/2, or 50%. So that's how we get the double declining balance rate. You take the straight line rate, multiply it by 2, and whichever way makes more sense to you. So you could experiment with that and say, oh, what if we had a 10-year life? Okay, so it'd be 1/10 each year times 2 would equal 2/10, and that would give you your rate there, and you can convert that to fractions. If it's a 5-year life, times 2 would equal 2/5 would be your rate. You kind of get the idea. Okay, so now we just go the current book value times 50%, double declining rate, gives us depreciation expense for the first year of 16,000. Okay, that's 32 times 0.5. Okay, so now if we go back to our, here's our truck. It's 32,000. And here's our accumulated depreciation. And now that's 16,000. So our book value starting year 2 is going to be 32 minus the 16,000 depreciation we've taken so far. So this is year 1. Here is year 2. Now our book value starting that year is 16,000. The rate does not change, and so our depreciation expense for year 2 is going to be 8,000. We can kind of see where this is going. Year 3, okay, year 3. Now we've got 8,000 more. So at beginning year 3, our book value is going to be 32 minus this minus that, and so that comes out to 8,000. And I'll leave you to work through the rest of it. But that's your double declining balance. So the book value, it's just good to keep these terms in mind because it helps you understand what the journal entries are doing. The book value is the cost less the accumulated depreciation. So that's your book value at any given time. Things to keep in mind with double declining balance. You're starting with the cost. You're not taking off the salvage at the beginning. This is the only method that you are working with the 32,000 rather than the 30,000. Rate, double the straight line rate. Not so bad, really. Okay, so the next thing we'll look at, it would be, maybe we'll see how it works for partial periods and sort of then expenditures during the useful life.